Okay, this is Robert's proxy, I've snuck into Robert's backyard where the tomato plants are blooming and the flycatcher is doing its job. I wanted to go over exercise 2 with you. The format for exercise 2, at least in terms of how it looks to you, is exactly the same. It shows you the length that I expect of you and what the goal is, and then some notes, in this case, reading chapter 1 before you do this and watching this video. So in the first exercise, you were really kind of drawing ideas from your brain and from your memory and just without using any real external sources. What I want you to do this time is look to the outside world for your ideas. So they may be important to you, but they're not necessarily coming from you. They're things that you're going to be building upon. So what I want you to do is go scour media sources, go scour print newspapers, penny savers, Costco catalogs, watch TV, look at YouTube videos, look at TikTok, do whatever you're doing, and look for little things that are interesting to you or just grab your attention. They don't have to be big articles. They could be the weirdness of an advertisement, and that you can imagine two characters having a discussion about what that advertisement means. It could be a news thing. You could think about the U.S. Postal Service right now, and maybe you want to talk about postal workers and the one that came to a character's house when, at some point in time. So it's not necessarily that the idea is giving itself to you, but you're looking for things that attract you or are meaningful to you from the outside world that, as I said, you'll build on. This creates interesting things that you can question, but aren't within your realm of thinking right away. Stories come from all different places, and they're often fairly simple if we can expand our creativity. Nafissa Thompson Spires, who we'll read later this semester, writes a story about a high school student who makes ASMR videos for money. You might start with somebody who, a friend even, who works in a McDonald's, and then you might say, well, what's a more interesting place to work than McDonald's? Or maybe McDonald's is super interesting because of the cast of characters there, but that you get to something like ASMR videos. Maybe you find a story about a group of women who threw frozen vegetables at politicians. That is a true thing. Either way, you're spending a couple hours just on media sources. I don't want it to be just the net, but better if you can do a mix of things. Or even ask somebody what the strangest thing that they read in a newspaper was. So that's part 1, is to brainstorm that. Again, like exercise 1, I want you to write in bullet point form. I don't want big, long, giant story sentences. I want you to just kind of make them interesting, but be concise with them. You'll build them out into paragraphs later. So I want 20 interesting character traits or plot points or ideas that come from that brainstorming. People's jobs, their family situations, the political systems, but it can also be, something that's in nature. It could be anything, as long as it's interesting and as long as you're getting it from thinking about media. Media is a big thing. You could be looking at National Geographic. You could be looking at a kid's book. Be open and creative about what you consult. The more interesting stuff, your Facebook page is going to be much less interesting from a story perspective, or could be, right, than, finding a Jeweler's Monthly, right? I don't know. So write the bullet points and then write 3 short paragraphs. Each one builds from one of your bullet points. So you're going to take the 3 most interesting of your bullet points and build them out with 4 more details. These are the questions we were asking last week. So you're saying, well, what comes from this one detail? What kinds of possibilities? What interesting idea is evoked by the first one? Those are the things that you're bringing up here. That's about it. The key is that you're getting to real precision and concreteness through, descriptions of various sorts that are coming from originally a kind of media source. All right, that's it. Again, your written stuff here is 20 bullet points and 3 short paragraphs. Enjoy.